Good morning and welcome. My name is tlewis and I serve as the Director of Membership and Engagement here at Unity Temple Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We're so happy you're joining us this morning and hope that you will come again. If you are new to our community, we would like to get to know you and keep you informed in all the ways you can participate. Please fill out the visitor form on our website at unitytemple.org or stop by the newcomer welcome before service. We offer the newcomer welcome each week on Sunday mornings between 9:30 and 10. You may email me at tlewis@unitytemple.org for more information about how to participate. I look forward to meeting you and hope to see you at coffee hour later on this morning.
Good morning. My name is Eric Wise, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees at Unity Temple. It is my pleasure to welcome you to service this morning. If you are joining us for the first time, we invite you to explore unitytemple.org for additional information about who we are and what we do and ways that you can participate. We also invite you for virtual fellowship following the service, which we will facilitate via Zoom. I'd like to direct your attention to our values, which are connection, transformation, justice, and acceptance, and also our mission of welcoming all, inspiring compassion, nurturing wonder, and serving community. I'd also like to invite you to another upcoming Reflections with the Board session, which we intend as listening sessions to hear from the congregation. The next ones will be Sunday, August 16th at 1 p.m. and Monday, August 17th at 7 p.m. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
We invite you to light your chalice along with us. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are the church with the open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. We take care of planet Earth and each other.
This morning's call to worship is adapted from Music Arises by Arlen Goff. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning, and spirit rises deep within me. First, a tremor in the soul, then tapping of toes, breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in my throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, and music and spirit arise together. Wed with faith and hope and love and power, a song is born, bursting from our lips in sweet, sonorous symphony, a melody joining with other souls arising from deep within and from community. Spirit moves, soul births song, and hope fills life, and I am not alone, for how can I keep from singing?
Please join us in the words of our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine, thus to be covenant with each other and with God.
Good morning. Whether you choose to sing out loud with us, or whether you'd rather sing in your heart, please take a moment to participate in this music making with us. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding
This book is called Drum Dream Girl, How One Girl's Courage Changed Music. It's from Margarita Engel, and the pictures are from Rafael Lopez. It's based on a true story. On an island of music in a city of drum beats, the drum dream girl dreamed of pounding tall conga drums, tapping small bongo drums, and boom, boom, booming with long, loud sticks on big, round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. But everyone on the island of music in the city of drum beats believed that only boys should play drums. So the drum dream girl had to keep dreaming quiet, secret, drumbeat dreams. At outdoor cafes that looked like gardens, she heard drums played by men, but when she closed her eyes, she could also hear her own imaginary music. When she walked under wind-wavy palm trees in a flower-bright park, she heard the whir of parrot wings, the clack of woodpecker beaks, the dancing tap of her own footsteps, and the comforting pat of her own heartbeat. At carnivals, she listened to the rattling beat of towering dancers on stilts. And the dragon clang of costumed drummers wearing huge masks. At home, her fingertips rolled out their own dreamy drum rhythm on tables and chairs. And even though everyone kept reminding her that girls on the island of music had never played drums, the brave drum dream girl dared to play tall conga drums, small bongo drums, and big, round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. Her hands seemed to fly as they rippled, rapped, and pounded all the rhythms of her drum dreams. Her big sisters were so excited that they invited her to join their new all-girl dance band. But their father said only boys should play drums. So the drum dream girl had to keep dreaming and drumming alone. Until finally, her father offered to find a music teacher who could decide if her drums deserved to be heard. The drum dream girl's teacher was amazed. The girl knew so much, but he taught her more and more and more, and she practiced, and she practiced, and she practiced, until the teacher agreed that she was ready to play her small bongo drums outdoors at a starlit cafe that looked like a garden, where everyone who heard her dream bright music sang and danced and decided that girls should always be allowed to play drums, and girls and boys and everyone should feel free to dream.
My name is Jay Cohen. I'm one of your pastoral associates. This is the time in our service where we hold one another in our hearts and offer prayers for the people. If there's someone you're holding in your heart or you would like to offer a prayer, please feel free to put it into the live chat. Michelle Zurikowski shares that the Beyond Hunger organization continues to have a high number of families visiting the food pantry. They are in need of donations and of volunteers, including people to make deliveries. If you would like to participate, please contact Beyond Hunger. Dawn Owens asks us to keep Dee Dee Dukes and her family in our thoughts and prayers. Dee Dee's mother-in-law is declining rapidly of COVID-19. Her family is also grieving the loss of her aunt, whose memorial service was on Friday. Locally, the following people were reported killed during the days between August 7 and August 13. Nicholas Brown, 30, Dion DeLay, 22, Brianna Ferguson, 23, James Kelly, 72, Marquive Mack, 33, Tristan Mitchell, 30, Vincente Mojica, 54, Keith Richmond, 29. Hugo Tekomateko, 20. Courtney William, 31. May we keep their families and others touched by violence in our prayers. May we also pray for the perpetrators and the impact of the violence on their lives. Please hold the families who have lost loved ones in the explosion in Lebanon and the 300,000 people that have been displaced. There are many ways to stay connected at Unity Temple. Let's all continue to reach out to each other, whether we're asking for support or offering support, and know that the Pastoral Associates are here for you and can be reached at pastoralassociates@unitytemple.org. But mostly, let's just remember that it is our collective love and the ways we connect that are at the very heart of our community.
As a congregation, we grieve the passing of Reverend J. Deacon, who served this congregation from 1993 to 2002. Many of us gathered yesterday to share our memories of this dear man and minister. May we continue to share with one another our appreciation for his care, his ministry, and all that he shared with others. For his gifts of the Spirit continue to ripple among us and bless our congregation. Would you join me in prayer and reflection? O God, Spirit of life, source of all love, eternal mystery of God within, among, and beyond us, turn us to look upon the world with gentle and compassionate eyes. Buoy our hearts with the beauty of nature that is in our midst. Do not turn us away from what causes discomfort, but move our gaze to encompass brokenness. Brokenness in ourselves, brokenness in others, brokenness in our wider world. Show us what it means to be truly human, awake and aware, rather than moving through the world phantom-like. For it is all too easy to withdraw into spiritual and emotional isolation. Call us to interconnection and to our best selves. Help us to let go of all the nonsense that too often clamors in our consciousness. Open us to the gentle streams of love, of compassion, so that we may live with greater courage. And through our living and loving courageously, may our life's meaning be revealed. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
I'm Mary Parks, and this is my faith testimonial. As a child growing up Catholic who asked a lot of questions, I didn't know that there was another faith that was perfect for me. My parents were not only Catholic, but immigrants from Alpine villages in Italy, where the Catholic Church was the only faith in town. I was expected to follow in their footsteps as my cousins and their friends' children did. The adults in my life either stifled my questions or told me that I just had to have faith. Yet that was the biggest problem. While I had a strong moral code and the stories of the compassion of Jesus touched me deeply, I didn't embrace a belief in God or the promise of an afterlife. My questions as a child and an adolescent were my way of trying to make sense of a faith that I never connected with in my mind or felt in my heart. I stopped participating in the Catholic Church in high school. I later met the yearnings of my soul through studies in college and grad school, reading books from spiritual leaders, being in nature, and through deep personal connections with friends. I never really had a spiritual church home, and I didn't feel the need for one. In the late 80s, I lived a block away from Unity Temple, but had never been inside. Jim, my partner, and I were walking past Unity Temple one day and noticed an interesting sermon topic on the marquee. We had a friend visiting from out of town, and the three of us were curious and decided to attend. Jim and I were not thinking about or looking for a church or congregation. Yet, we were astounded by the experience. We could look at people's faces around the sanctuary. Members and visitors spoke during a short talkback after the sermon. The sermon was stimulating and relevant, and there wasn't any kneeling. We felt comfortable and at home in ways that were difficult to articulate, and we kept coming back. Shirley and Roy Lundeen facilitated our UU orientation class, and Reverend Scott Giles married us in 1990. We dedicated our children, Kayla and Matthew, in 1992 and 95. While we didn't come to Unity Temple to have a church home for our children, I am so grateful to have raised them both here. They were encouraged to ask questions and determine what they believe. You can imagine that I really appreciated that approach. Raising our children at Unity Temple was the difference between parenting on our own versus parenting with a whole village of loving adult support, including all the Marwood counselors. Every parent should be so fortunate. I didn't start to feel truly connected to the congregation until I got involved beyond coming to services. We weren't as welcoming a congregation back in the late 80s and early 90s, and it was harder to get to know people. I started to get connected first through teaching RE and being on various committees like RE, the Congregational Retreat, Strategic Planning, and Green Sanctuary. UT offers so many ways to get involved. I've been able to pursue interests and passions over the years, as well as live out my values through action. It's one of the things that keeps me at Unity Temple. The vast variety of music also deepens my connection to the community. Most of you have seen Jim perform on his own or with the Unity Temple players. Our children have also performed at services and in the Spring Music Festival. Having long considered myself the non-musical one in the family, I've discovered that I do occasionally enjoy singing with the Women Inspired by Song Ensemble, or WISE. But mostly I work in the background, selling tickets at the door for various musical events, working on the Spring Music Festival Committee, and helping move instruments and sound equipment in and out of the temple. It's a small contribution, really, for all I get back from UT's music program. There are countless moments when a piece of music, whether it's powerful, stirring, haunting, or joyous, moves straight through to my heart and leaves me in tears or with a smile on my face. The choir's wonderful performances do that with regularity, whether I have experienced them in the sanctuary or on a CD in my car. Sunday services and sermon messages also keep me at Unity Temple. Sunday morning, for me, can be a time to make sense of what's happening in the world, or at least move through it with the Unity Temple community. Sunday morning services help me to breathe deeply, reflect on all that is good, and set my resolve for managing the coming week. More than anything, though, the community keeps me at Unity Temple. Deeply sharing with my long-term chalice circle, learning and celebrating at the women's retreat, small group and one-on-one conversations with other members and friends, and being able to ask questions, even when there's no easy answers. All of these experiences have enriched my life in ways I couldn't have imagined when I strolled by the UT marquee all those years ago. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. I've had the privilege of serving the Unity Temple congregation for 14 years as music director and choir director. I'm grateful to Debbie Laguerre, Terry Schultz, and Victoria Storm, who direct the Women Inspired by Song Ensembles, for leading the hymns this morning. I'm also grateful for the invaluable contribution my colleague, Peter Storms, for his skillful and sensitive contribution he makes today and every single week. I've never given a sermon before, but I thought I might take this opportunity to give insight into what I do and why. Musicians are a unique breed. We tend to be wired differently. Our pulse, our breath, our lives are a reflection of the music that resides within many of us 24/7. Upon hearing a repeated rhythmic sound, maybe caused by an open car door, a ticking clock, the rumble of a train, a garbage truck backing up, we find a way to organize the beats. What do you hear? Let's give him something to talk about. Or a Chopin mazurka. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum ba bum bum ba. A Strauss waltz. Ba dum ba da ba dum ba dum. A Piazzolla tango. Ba-da-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-da-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum. I am the very model of a modern major general. The list goes on, and we can't turn it off. When I started high school, we had just moved from the city to the suburbs, and I felt out of place. At the bus stop, the in-crowd girls teased me on a regular basis. They were relentless about my newly cut short hair, my Hyde Park style of dressing, and worst of all, I didn't wear makeup. They were cruel and heartless. I couldn't imagine anything good coming from those, well, you know. I was taking voice lessons, and my teacher encouraged me to get more involved with the high school music program. So one night, I decided to ask my father to drop me off to attend, all by myself, a freshman girls' chorus concert. There on the risers was the bus stop gang. To my surprise, I watched them transform into angels, united in spiritual messages of kindness and human understanding. They sang in French and Latin, and they sounded beautiful. It was during that concert that I decided I could learn to use my 24/7 inner music to be a leader, maybe in that kind of transformation. I watched the conductor so very closely. He was masterful, and he was able to speak with his hands. I wanted to speak with my hands and relate messages through the collective voice of a unified chorus. I knew then that individuals could come together and send messages that would be far more meaningful than what I could say with my words. I wanted to be an agent of that transformation. I wanted to use my vocal music as a means to relate messages of change and inspiration. And I had much to say. I learned to make the concert stage my pulpit, a place where I could stand with my back to the congregation and shift the spotlight onto the musicians, which allowed me to, in effect, play their instruments. My first job out of college was conducting the Chicago Children's Choir. It was a fantastic opportunity to create beauty and to send those messages. When Pablo Casals addressed the United Nations, he said, "Music will save the world. No matter what you believe, one must stay in touch with beauty, and music equals beauty." Whether you're moved by poetry that is set to musical lines, or instruments singing through the vibration of bows, valves, hammers, or reeds. Music can translate what we feel inside. Whether music relates the cries of social justice, the need for spiritual solace, acceptance and reconciliation, forgiveness that promotes healing, walking away from pain, or prayer, there is much to say. As a choir director, the treasure hunt of score preparation and analysis is more than finding emotion. Inspiration is found in the architecture of a piece. How we differ in ways our minds translate those beats within. Insight into the construction of a piece of music brings us into a conversation with imitation, repetition, development, and augmentation of an idea. Isn't that what we do as we listen to the most prophetic words of our inspiring orators? The architecture of their sentences have power. Don't the cadences of our most stirring leaders inspire us to be our best selves? But for me, it's even more. Creating musical messages with many who don't believe they have the capacity involves a great deal of faith as well as skill. Back when I was watching those unkind young girls transform their voices from shrill virulence to sublime transcendence, I asked, how could that happen? The answer was that they were guided by someone who brought out the best in them. I had someone who saw something special in me. She drew it out of me, and I started to believe that I could turn the music within to something of value. And that's where the magic is. Believing in people and making it happen. A teacher often knows before the student does what potential lies within. So often, I see a spark of talent, a glimmer of light that I wasn't even capable. I saw strength hiding inside a body that was too tired to stand. A previously unrecognized voice, a speaker, actor, or instrumentalist, driving to be discovered. We know it's there. It's hidden, but it's there. What blocks us is negative thinking, and in particular, self-doubt. As a leader, I try to infuse self-confidence along with challenging instruction. I tell the choir that I know what's inside and I'm going to get it out of you. But I'm not just preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to all of you as well. Negative thinking in general prevents us from being a force for creativity. It's taken me a very long time to block out shrill negativism of self-doubt. I've gone through challenging times in the last few years and discovered that it can actually help develop creativity because the music won't stop. The pulse continues, and it begs to be interpreted. The irrepressible need to create is always there. Maybe it's there for you as well. I sincerely hope so. I take great delight in choosing a piece that the choir initially doesn't like or doesn't believe that they can pull off, and it's my job to make them love it. We begin by listening, understanding, and appreciating the structure of the piece. We find the beauty in the text. I want them to experience the sensuality of the way words are spoken and the influence it has on a piece of music. We start to hear the way our voice learns a line and how beautiful it can become. The choir sees how much I love it and slowly they begin to understand. The transformation takes place when the choir rises to the occasion. The experience of reaching beyond one's perceived limitations is a moment of transcendence that, in itself, can be profoundly moving. As leaders, we minister to others, but they minister to us. Challenging the choir to perform the Bach Magnificat last December, what seems a decade ago. Because of life circumstances, I had to hand the job over to them. I knew in early November that I couldn't teach the work to them in 8 rehearsals. In my absences, I received an invaluable assist from my mentor, Dr. Robert Harris, and I also asked the choir to, in large part, learn it without me. Facing one of the most difficult medical challenges of my life, I thought the focus required by the study and preparation of this challenging work was exactly what I needed. I was wrong. Sometimes you can't be your best self during a crisis. You need others. And they were there. The choir, the orchestra, the concert master, and my friend, the oboist. They became the unified chorus. They became the agent of transformation, and they became their best selves. I never have been so proud. So the next time you hear a garbage truck in reverse, think about the irrepressible pulse that we all share and the work we all have to do to bring out the best in others and in ourselves. Because no matter how much we might want to, we can't turn it off.
Each week, our congregation gives away its offering to an organization that lives out our values. This week, our offering goes to RIP Medical Debt. RIP Medical Debt provides donors the opportunity to literally buy out medical debt. For each dollar given, RIP buys out $100 of medical debt of people living in poverty. They've already bought out over $2 billion of medical debt. Check them out at ripmedicaldebt.org and donate there, or send a check to Unity Temple with RIP in the memo line, or give according to the QR code on the screen. May what you give bring you joy.
Thank you for being with us today. My name's Victoria. I'm joined by my friends and singing colleagues, Debbie and Terry, and we're so happy that you joined us for this final song called May I Be Blessed. It's written by a friend of our congregation, Melanie Demore. May I be blessed. May I be blessed. May I be held. May the light that shines within me burn bright for all to see. May you be blessed. May you be held. May the light that shines within you burn bright for all to see.
May we be blessed. May we be held. May the light that shines within us burn bright for all to see.
Our final words were written by former Unity Temple member and nationally recognized UU musician, Matt Meyer. May we go forward in purposeful rhythm, that we may give voice to the melody of our imaginations, the music of our souls, and all the possibilities of a just world as we together might create it. Go in peace.